time.
Come on. Let's go. Let's do it.
Rolling on the road
With the doc.
rolling on the road
With Dave.
rolling on the road.
With the doc.
100 shades of diversibility with Dave and Dr. Burton.
All right. That was cool. Yeah.
Good afternoon. Today is Tuesday, April 23rd. Can you believe it? So if you are watching on GRTV 25, today is Tuesday, April 23rd. We are so excited to have you. Dave is on another assignment right now. He will be with us about the 4:30-ish hour or so. So we'll look forward to seeing him then. But we are in segment 2 of with Interim. We are so excited, and we are talking about being at home sweet home, and how you can stay at home safely. I am your host, Dr. Kimberly, and I am an African-American woman with this beautiful cocoa brown skin. And you guys already know I have on my signature purple with accessories to match, including glasses. Again, we got a different color glitter on the eyelashes today to match the various colored purple on my dress. And of course, I have my Gift of Life pin because I am a family donor. And we have the wonderful Mr. Dave C. from Safe Home of Michigan, who is with us. He is, I would say, a nice looking man, close to his 60s. And he has salt and pepper hair with these wonderful glasses that frame his face so beautifully. And he does have facial hair. He's got a nice beard with a goatee. And you guys know our pretty Kylie from Interim Healthcare. She has that beautiful long brunette hair that's cascading down her beautiful, she hasn't quite gotten her tan yet, so she still has that fair colored skin right now. And it's all the way down past her shoulders. And again, she has on glasses that frame her face and that beautiful smile that just lights up a room, guys. And she has on a black top. And so we are all in our respective homes. Yep, we are Zooming. Actually, we're stream yarding. Yeah, we're yarding. We're in our own yards, in our own homes. And so our backgrounds are representative of our private spaces where we are. And we are so excited to be with you today. I have to say that I loved the opportunity that when I had my stroke 11 years ago, that they did not have. The VA really wanted me to come and do rehab with them, but they didn't have anything available at the time. And the hospital said, we can put her in Mary Free bed. And the VA is really, one of those parents that likes to hover over their babies. And they said, you know what, we're going to allow her to be at home, but we are going to do an assessment and we're going to allow her to be there and we're going to send everyone to her home. So it was exciting to receive those services. Unfortunately, I did not get an opportunity to have Dave. The VA did it, themselves from Battle Creek. But today, Dave, you get to tell us, our viewers, what it's like, to have this in place. You have a family member that's getting ready to come home. They've already secured care from Kylie with Interim Healthcare Services. And now they're saying, hey, we need to talk to Mr. Dave so that, my mom can be safe at home. What does she need to do?
Thank you, Dr. Kimberly, for having me. That's right. As soon as the patient is being discharged home and going through Kylie, what I do is then I come to the home and with my immediate needs evaluation that I will address how that patient will come back into their home, whether they need a ramp, two means of egress. Once they're in the home, how are they moving around in the home? I'm working right now with a discharged patient from Mary Free bed, and he's going to be coming home in about 6 weeks. Mm-hmm. He's 6'4", and he'll be in a wheelchair. Their home also, he has a daughter that currently has has spina bifida. So not only do they have the daughter, but now the dad is going to be coming home. So that's a double edge right there that I have to look at.
So Dave, is there the possibility that in this particular situation that maybe they didn't have the home checked with the daughter with spina bifida, and now you'll find some things that you can even help to make the home safe with the daughter? Well, you're doing it with the father?
Yes, I'm doing it with the father. Currently, the home has 2 ramps for 2 means of egress and ingress, out and in. But the ramps are narrow because she's only 11 years old, so she doesn't need a large wheelchair like an adult would. So he's coming now in, and he's going to need a larger wheelchair. And as far as the ramp in the garage goes, it's adequate for her right now. But when his ramp has to come in, which is going to be larger, she's going to come into her garage with her van. The ramp from the van is going to open up, come in onto the garage floor. Is there going to be a conflict between his larger adult ramp and the ramp from the van? So, there's 2 ramps right now, but they're very small.
Oh, wow. Now, will the daughter be able to use the larger ramp with the dad with assistance?
Oh, sure. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, what we did was between myself and my team behind me was a builder that specializes in homes that have 0 step, minimal steps, and trying to get everything on a level floor. He brought his architectural designer and his occupational therapist out to the home. And while we were there for about 2.5 hours, we were able to measure the home so that the home now, the architectural designer has it, and now he'll be able to now reposition and show some larger areas, things like this that will be able to accommodate the dad when he comes home.
Uh-oh, I did that wrong. There we go. Now we can see everybody's face up close. So Kylie, a question for you. Now, do they help to coordinate this through interim as they do this? And is your the healthcare worker that's there, do they help with that process?
So in an ideal world, somebody discharging a hospital or facility would have Dave and his services out before they discharge home, so that he can look at all of the safety aspects of the home before they get home and have our services start. That's in an ideal world. That's not 100% of the time. And so Dave's services can come into play while we are servicing somebody. And Dave, you can probably speak to that. Really, he does a more thorough assessment than us, the home care agency, is equipped to do, because our therapists and our assessment team do a home safety evaluation before we start care for people. But Dave's is above and beyond our scope when looking at safety. And that's why I think he has such a critical service.
I do a 260-point safety evaluation of the home, both the inside and the outside of the home. So I'm addressing the home. So that I liken it to someone going on vacation with their car. When they're going on a long vacation, they take it to their favorite mechanic, and that mechanic looks that car over with a fine-tooth comb. Last thing they want is an interruption while they're on their vacation. Well, that's what I do with the home. They're going to be living in that home, and probably the last time they had it inspected, hopefully, was when they bought it. But since then, a lot of it's out of sight, out of mind. And that's where I come in, because I used to be a home inspector. I did that for 13 years. So I know what I'm looking at the home, and I can sit down and talk to them about what they're looking for and what they need. So yes, I piggyback off from Kylie, but I do a much deeper dive into the home safety evaluation.
We want to say thank you to D Coates for watching. We want to say thank you to Shantae Paul for liking the show on today. We thank you for all the hearts and the likes that are going up right now. Thank you guys. We appreciate you. Now, what happens if the caregiver comes in and says, okay, you did all of those things. However, now the person is at home and we see that there's some extras that might need to happen. Now, do they notify you, Kylie, and then you reach out to Dave, or do they contact Dave immediately?
If they're already established with Dave, they can certainly call him. If not, they report it to us. Our caregivers report all safety concerns in the home, and it's really not possible for them to forget to because it's right on their mobile app. We're not doing those old paper time slips anymore. They've got a mobile app. Yeah.
You mean
right on
it.
I know you got to hold your paper up last time, but we're getting high tech. So wellness check is right on their mobile app. If they see a concern, they can actually log it right there. Our office team picks it up, and then we connect them with the right resource. If it's to do with their medical equipment, our PT or OT might address it. But if it's to do with the actual home and they need Dave's professional eyes, then we will contact him to get some advice on how to fix it.
Thank you to Janice Walker, who just tuned in. Thank you, Janice, for tuning in to our show today. We are talking about aging in place and making your home safe if you are coming home from the hospital or you have a disability. Now, the big question is, when we talk about aging in place, can you be preemptive? So can you say, let's say I'm 63 years old and I'm getting ready to retire, and my knees are starting to get kind of bad, and I just think I need to go ahead and get my home inspected because I may have to have knee surgery, let's say 3-4 years down the line, or I probably will end up having hip surgery, or maybe I have breast cancer and I may have to go through chemo, and I may end up having to have a mastectomy. And I say that because I'm a girl, but it happens to guys too. But I'm just thinking about there's so many other things that can happen to us medically, or we go through those life changes. And can we be preemptive with you?
Yes. Something that I have at my disposal is, aging in place. Aging in place has 5 pillars to it.
Okay.
It's housing, it's health and wellness, finance, transportation, and social interaction.
Okay,
right?
hold on. We got to put this down. So we have housing. It's number 1.
We got housing as number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Health and wellness is number 2.
Health and wellness. My pencil just broke. Wait a minute.
That's where we come into play, right there.
Health and wellness. Number 3, we have
finance. And then number 4 is transportation. And the last one is social interaction.
Number 5 is social interaction.
Yes.
We want to say thank you to Daphne Gaddy for tuning in today. We are talking about social interaction. We are talking about aging in place. And right now we're talking about being preemptive. So we have 5 areas that get addressed: housing, health and wellness, finance, transportation, and social interaction. How much of this, Dave, do you do, and how much of it do you do, Kylie?
I do the housing.
Okay.
Yeah. My company, Interim Healthcare, takes care of the health and wellness portion, and we can definitely take care of that social interaction portion as well.
To take along a little bit after too is, of those 5 pillars, I have at my disposal a template that I can send out to anyone that addresses all those 5 pillars, and it's called Your Plan for Aging in Place. And what it does is it just asks some questions of housing, health and wellness, finance, all 5. And it's just a very simple questionnaire to get the homeowner and their family thinking about aging in place. And this is what you're going to need to be looking at. So yes, that's another service I can offer.
Okay. We want to say thank you to Shamika Willis for tuning in. So excited to have her here. And maybe there's some things that she may need to, kind of glean from you guys on today. She was recently on a walker. So and of course, we can need these services earlier than 50, 60, or 70 years old. So if you have some sort of health issue where you are on a walker, what are some of the home safeties that need to kind of change or need to be looked at if you need to do that?
If they're using a walker, then obviously, well, actually, I'm going to be able to attest to this right now,
Okay.
because on May 7th, I'm going to be undergoing a left knee replacement. So
Mhm.
I'm going to be using a walker. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm going to need to make sure that any throw rugs, any carpeting that I have as far as room rugs and such are secured to the floor. So that's one of the things that someone using a walker. Number two is furniture. The pathway needs to be cleared so that you can maneuver with your walker. Number three is lighting, especially in the evenings. You need to, use the bathroom and such. You want to have night lights to light your path. So those are some of the things that I can assist on as far as furniture placement and things of this nature, to at least map out for you a safe plan to for mobility in your home.
Now you say that, and what I think is interesting is that my father was blind, and one of the things that we had to do was make sure that there was this path for him, and he would know immediately if something was moved. And it's like, no, even if it was moved over 1 or 2 inches, he's like, hey, look, somebody moved something, put it back where I had it because I have this path. So not only, I don't know if we can say as a reminder, if you live with someone who's blind, to make sure that there's that path or furniture is out of the way, or even if, let's say, you're starting to lose your sight because of diabetes or some other medical issue. So those are some really great points. And we are getting tons of hearts and likes. So thank you guys. We appreciate it.
Yeah, and that is
so
huge.
Kylie, are these some of the,
I was just saying that is
Go
huge.
ahead.
Our services too. We service a lot of visually impaired clients, and having a home that is decluttered, where everything is labeled, is so helpful to us as your home care agency. Even having an environment like that before you need to have this type of service is so great, because those caregivers can come in, they know where to put things back, where to find things in a pinch. I encourage everybody to get the home organized and label it.
Well, something too, I just want to also take a little bit off from Kylie is, and it's important to understand that if I get referred to a client by Kylie, I stay in touch with Kylie on what I'm doing every step of the way. So in effect, it would be as if I was an employee of Interim Healthcare. It's critical for communication between what I do and their referral, so that they're not always calling me wondering what I'm doing. I'm letting them know what I'm doing. So that communication to me is critical.
that is awesome. Awesome. So how often do you guys, communicate, and are the clients able to communicate collectively? The three of you, or 3 or 4 of you are able to work collectively?
Yeah, so that really depends on the needs of the client. If we have our PT and OT team out working with a client and they see something that needs to be done, it's very easy for them to shoot Dave a message. And if Dave is recommending safety to be done in the home, he shoots us a message and we make everybody aware of the home going out there. we're easy to communicate. And one thing I do love about Safe Home Michigan is if needed, if he needs to bring in a construction team, he actually shows up to the client's home with the construction team and walks the client through his recommendations. And I think that's really important because we service a population of vulnerable adults, and it's nice to have that introduction.
It's no matter, it's in it, any of the team behind me that I need to bring in. It's number one, I've personally vetted them. I've met with them, had lunch or coffee with them, talked with them. And number two, as Kylie mentioned, whomever I have recommended to come to the house, I meet that tradesperson at the home. I introduce them to the homeowner. There's a comfort level there established. So I'm not just handing out a bunch of cards and going on some other platform and just saying, hey, give them a call. I'm there to introduce them. I'm there to make that comfort level there so they know that they're getting good service and they know that the person is there because this is what I asked them to do.
That is awesome. I think that's probably one of the biggest issues that vulnerable population has, is being taken advantage of.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they pay the money, they get people to come in, you know, try to come in, and it doesn't happen. It's now 20 minutes after the hour, and we want to say thank you so much for tuning in. If you are watching on GRTV 25, today is Tuesday, April 23rd, and we want to say thank you so much for being such a loyal viewer of Rolling on the Road with Dr. Kimberly and Dave. And we have today, which is so exciting, Mr. Dave C. And of course, everybody knows Kylie from Interim, and we're all here. And we are talking about aging in place. And what I love, we've been having this conversation about being preemptive. And Mr. Dave says that there's no age limit on when he can come in and how he can do it. And even if you are, I always like to tell people that you can be disabled permanently, situationally, or temporarily. So even if you have a temporary disability, being on a walker, or you're having knee surgery, leg surgery, back surgery, or even if you're going through chemo and you're not able to get around and you need to be on a walker, or you're going to be in a wheelchair temporarily, that he can still come in, do an assessment. So if you're a few weeks out, maybe even a few days, there may be time to schedule. I love the fact that he says he has a plethora. Guys, are you ready for this? Drum roll, please. He already has the folks that can come in and get it done. If something needs to be moved, added, or adapted, he's got a vetted crew, and he's going to be in charge. Yep. So you don't have to worry about being taken advantage of. And Mr. Dave, can you please tell them about the 5 points? And it's really not even just for aging in place. So I think that it's good for anybody to have those 5 points, but this is specifically for aging in place. Can you give it to us again?
Sure. 5 points for aging in place are what we call the 5 pillars of aging in place. Is number one is housing. Number two, health and wellness. Number three, finance. Number four, transportation. Make sure you have adequate transportation to and from. And the last, but probably the very important one, is social interaction and encounters. You know, you want to make sure that, you know, if you're with your spouse, that's great because you have someone to talk to. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, if you're not, it's important that your family members and such are aware that there's organizations out there that provide interaction with others of the age group that you're in, so you can talk and share and things like this, and you're not home alone.
Wow. Kylie, are those some of the services that you're able to offer as part of the interim care?
Absolutely. Social? And actually 3 of those pillars, not 2, we help with social interaction big time. I mean, we have so many people young or old, that are living alone and they just want a companion to come over and be with them, accompany them to the grocery store, whatever it may be. That's what we do. Transportation, as long as you don't need a specially equipped vehicle to transport you, we can help get you to and from grocery, salons, ice cream outings.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You mean that we can go get our nails done and
Oh, yeah,
go to the Dairy Queen?
we do that often. We have a few clients over near the Muskegon area who like our caregivers to take them to go watch the boats go in and out in the summer. Isn't that
You
fun?
guys hear that? If you're in the Muskegon area, oh, I love it.
Well, or anywhere near a lake.
Yeah.
And we've got a few male clients who we take them to Home Depot just so they can putz around, so to speak.
Okay.
They just want to walk through the store, and if it's something that you enjoy, we'll assist with it. So the socialization, the transportation we help with, and then the health and wellness piece, absolutely. Whether it's through caregivers, nursing and therapy, or hospice, we're there to support those needs.
I like going to the Home Depot just to roll around. Like, what?
Yeah. Dr. Kimberly's at the top of the list for fun clients to hang out with.
Yeah. But I will have to say that I did have one caregiver. She had a convertible, and oh my God, at least once a week, she's like, come on, we're going to ride down the street. If we just go and ride down and come right back, she'd get me in there, put that wheelchair in the back. We'd hanker it down. And I've got some great pictures of us with our cool sunglasses on, with the convertible. So it's I guess I would have to say it's not a death sentence. It's really not. It's really not. I want to say thank you. Janice Walker said, thank you so much for the information. She's got hearts and prayer hands and blowing kisses.
Yeah, I mean, home care services it's not something you need to have if you're going through any certain diagnosis. It's something that you can call in just to enrich your life. And, we just want to ensure that your home is safe if we're coming out. And that is where Dave connects with us and fills a very important gap here.
I actually got to meet Kylie. And when I met her, you don't mind me sharing this, Kylie?
Go for it. Yeah. I was going to
Well, as I was introducing my company to organizations and such, I happened to, on LinkedIn, happened to see Kylie on there. So I just asked if I could come and see her. And she said, great, come over. So I went over and talked to her. The report that I also provide the clients is complete with photographs and everything. So they know what I'm looking at and they know concerns and such. So in the future, if they want to, they can quickly refer to it. Well, I showed the report that I did to Kylie, and she looks at it, and she's staring. And first question she asked, she says, "Was this home done in Lowell?" And I hesitantly, yes. And then she asked me who the names of the homeowners were, and I said, "Yes, that's who they are." Come to find out, it was Kylie's aunt and uncle.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Small world. I kept looking at the picture. I mean, a lot of people have ranch houses, but one that looks like this, and I spent a lot of time as a child in this house. I know this house. So, yeah. And then I called my aunt and uncle later that day, and they had a great rapport to say about Dave. And I think they shared, or you shared with me, they had actually had a professional construction company redo their decks not that long ago. It was
really?
Financial undertaking, but you had found an area on their deck that had loose.
The guardrails on the deck were loose, and if her uncle was out there with his walker, and if something were to happen, and he leaned against that railing with his full weight, it was a raised deck because they had a walkout. They have a walkout ranch, so he'd be going over probably another 10 feet.
Yeah. It's a high up deck too. So we were saying, wow, he can find a needle in a haystack that can cause a safety issue down the road. Like, who would have thought a newly built deck would have that? But Dave checked it, even though it probably looked new, and he found it. So there's just so many things you don't know about your home that you've lived in for many years, you know?
Dave, we have your name tickering at the bottom, and I'm gonna go and find where okay, here it is. We're gonna go here. Do you have a number where they can reach you?
Sure. The number is 616
Mm-hmm.
550 0707. And they can contact me in the evenings, in the mornings, whenever it's convenient for them.
Okay, I used the star because that was the quickest thing I could see. Okay, there we go. I'm done. So if you can read that number off again for them. Your number.
616 550 0707.
And I have it correct.
Yes.
Okay. So you are going to call Captain Dave. He's got this Captain Dave C. And I give that to him with great honor. I salute him because he's going to come in and make sure that you've got some integrity in your ship. And yes, I just made a Navy military analogy there.
That's awesome.
I love it. Everybody knows that I'm a United States Navy veteran, and every now and again I get we call them around here some shameless plugs. So we're doing a shameless community plug today for Mr. Dave C. That is Captain Dave C.
Well, thank you for your service, Doctor.
You're welcome.
My daughter is currently Air Force Reserve. So,
Okay.
So it's to both.
So we say good afternoon to Miss Fertaji, who is watching us from Detroit, Michigan. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you. I love all of how the community intertwines. And we do have a show coming up with how, we do all of the community connections. So this probably could have been a part of it. However, I thought that Mr. Dave really needed his own time with the show. Let's see, we got a comment here from Vertaji, and she says, oh yeah, okay, her son is Army Reserve. And thank you. See, we learned so much about each other.
Yes.
While we're here. And again, the interconnectedness. And our show does, our little tagline does talk about the intersectionality, of disability within our community. Again, Mr. Dave is talking about how he's using a walker right now or will be. And so you are either permanently, temporarily, or situationally disabled. But the services, once you get them, that he does, they're going to be there forever. And now you're able to stay in your place. I did a live video today, and it says, "Okay, tune in, guys, and watch us, because you might want to, nobody wants to stay in a nursing home. You want to be able to have your grandkids come over, tear up stuff, and just hang out. Yeah, maybe bake some cookies, order a pizza, and you want to be able to stay home and do that." So.
It's a good planning piece too. Not all of us have family nearby, but when I met with Dave in our office, he was shedding light on how this makes a really good Christmas present for a family member.
Oh,
and I thought that was really brilliant, because so many of our clients anyways have a son or daughter that lives out of state. And what kind of peace of mind that gives you as a son or daughter to know what's going on in the home.
Well, it is. I mean, Mother's Day is coming up, Father's Day is coming up, and like Kylie mentions, Christmas. I mean, what a great gift of longevity to be able to give your parents to be able to stay in the home that they made all the memories and decisions and everything with. As a realtor, when I was out looking for homes for buyers, I would always say, well, we're going to find you a house so that you can make it your home. Well,
Mhm.
we want to keep you in your home. And my whole goal is to help prevent the number one threat that there is to an older adult or younger to stay in their home safely and independently. And that four-letter word is fall. They don't want to fall.
Oh, I'm hiding my face. Mm. Mm.
Yes.
I know a little something about that.
I watched your Reagan Mills episode, and I heard that you fell out of your chair just watching him sing. I don't think Dave can prevent that one, though.
No.
We just, we've had some goofy moments around here, Definitely, there's never a dull moment when you hang out with Dr. Kimberly. I mean, just not one. Yesterday, I was in the hospital, and I had never seen so many people with red faces. But when you have propofol, you just never know what you might say.
Oh, yes. After 3 years ago, I had my right ankle. I broke my right ankle. And I remember my wife mentioned that when I was in recovery, I was asking for a Whopper to eat. They were trying to give me Jell-O, and I'm just saying, well, why can't I have a Whopper?
Oh, gosh.
I love it. I just said, well, I had to go get a colonoscopy. And I said, well, since we're doing this and you know where they have to go for a colonoscopy, I said, somebody's buying me dinner. Okay. Oh, the ladies, they laughed. They were like, that's a good one. I said, yeah, we're getting up close and personal here. We're doing some dinner afterwards. Saying how, you can't eat, but hey. So I don't know what I'm going to say when I go to Friday to have my surgery. So yesterday was a colonoscopy. They had to do some biopsy and some other things are going on. And on Friday, they're going to go in and move my pump. So I'm just looking for this to be a high time.
Yeah.
I did my pre-op today. And it was funny because I said, I think I might be having hair envy. Everybody's got great hair here.
Oh, gosh.
Oh.
So they probably envy you because not everybody can be confident like you without hair.
Well, I didn't have a choice. I have this big long scar. I've had 5 head surgeries and most of my head taken off. And so, it wasn't like, oh yeah, I just woke up one day and I wanted to be bald. And of course, because of the surgeries, that the hair, is not coming back. And then there's some other medical issues, with losing the hair. Had some autoimmune things going on, and so I have no hair. But there are days where I just want to be able to go, what did you say? Hello.
Oh.
So I like
to look confidently.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. But that's all part of aging in place and being home safely. Because I wouldn't want to have all that long hair and then wheel over it and fall out of my wheelchair.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yep.
Thank you. Miss Janice Walker said you are still blessed and beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate it. So yeah, let's be like, there I am. I do definitely appreciate that. And I guess I would like to say personally how we've laughed and we've joked, and it's serious, but not seriously serious, that we can still enjoy life. I love that social interaction is on here. And it's important that you kind of laugh sometimes at your situation, because
Mhm.
otherwise you'll take it so seriously that you will cause yourself to have accidents and
Mhm.
um, and it not be well. And something that was not meant to be unto death can become, unto death, because now you have exacerbated, your medical symptoms. And so one of the things that I've learned is, well, number one, prayer, belief in God,
Mhm.
finding, that great group of folks that are going to be positive. Like you guys, like I love coming on the show, and we just had a really great laugh about all of this. And I remember even taking a fall when they tried to give me a fake leg to try to get up and walk. Thank you so much for the hearts and the likes that are floating around. And my dad is blind, and I wish you could have seen this. We both were laughing so hard. I had not really gained the control. So I would take a step. So I had this walker, and I would take a step with my good foot, and then I would throw the left leg. So I kind of looked like Frankenstein. And when I went to take the step and throw that left leg around, the leg popped, because the leg had this bend where it was supposed to have a bend like a normal leg, but it was only supposed to click when you sit down. Well, some kind of way it slipped, and it opened like this. And when I went to kick it around, I said, ended up on the floor. And you should have seen my dad trying to catch me because he couldn't see, but he could hear. So he's got his arms out in front right here, and I'm actually to the left of him.
Oh, no.
Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
And I'm trying to tap him. I'm like, I'm over here. And, then we both end up on the floor because we're just.
Oh,
Oh, the ones
yeah,
you can laugh about are good. No,
yeah,
the
it's
ones
it's
that
good
cause
that you can laugh.
aggravation.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So we both are on the floor, and we're just laughing. And then his wife had a stroke, and she was on her walker, and she's standing there like, y'all want me to call 911?
Oh goodness.
Because I can't help nobody.
Oh, boy.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Oh my God, I'm about to cry. Oh my gosh, both of them are gone now. Um, yeah, they both are gone. But what a great memory. And yeah. Okay, I'm gonna put my glasses down because yeah, that was a good memory.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say this is why you need to get the home check, because you can't have those kind of moments in a nursing home.
No.
You
No.
don't
Nope.
you don't get those moments. And
Mhm.
oh, how I miss him, and I'm so glad that he was able to stay at home. And we did have an agency. We didn't have Mr. Dave, but we had home repair services that worked with the VA
Mhm.
to make sure that he could still stay at home. And so, okay,
Yeah.
give me. I need.
Home is where the memories are made,
Oh,
and
yes. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. And I do volunteer for home repair services, and I do home safety. They have a program for preventative maintenance for
Okay.
folks that qualify. And so it's me and a couple of other folks who've done home inspections that we volunteer our time to work with them.
Yep. So on this show, you never know. You can go 1 minute from laughing to crying, and so that was just. It was a really, really good memory, and I'm grateful, and I say I use the word admonish, to really take the time now.
If you can hear us, Dr. Kimberly, you froze.
Um,
You're back.
where I think we get stuck there. But just take the time now to do it. Get the home inspected, and your mom or dad or auntie, cousin, whomever, just say, guess what? Maybe that is your present that you give for Mother's Day. You were wondering what to give. And trust me, there is nothing better to give than to be able to stay at home
Mm-hmm.
and be prepared for that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think just be prepared.
That's right.
Kylie, you want to tell them about our special offer?
Absolutely. My shameless plugs here. So if
Are we
you
all
are,
stuck?
you're pixelated. I think I'm good. Dave, you're good, right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. I think it might be your internet, Dr. Kimberly.
Are we all here?
Mm-hmm. We hear you.
We hear you.
You're just pixelated.
You hear me?
I hear you. We hear you, but
Oh,
you're
okay.
frozen now.
Because it looks like I'm looking in the studio, but I'm looking online live, and you guys are moving.
We can hear you. I'll go ahead with our shameless plugs here. Interim Healthcare is offering a $300
Yes.
sign-on.
Let's do the shameless plug. Yep.
Okay, you're back. All right. Interim Healthcare is offering a $300 sign-on bonus for caregivers who are hired in. So give us a call if you are someone who wants to make a meaningful difference in the lives of others and assist them with companionship, transportation, health and wellness needs. Our recruiters will walk you through the process. You just call us 616-575-0216. The other shameless plug I have for you is if you are a potential client or somebody needing companionship, transportation, or assistance with your health and wellness needs, we are happy to schedule a free assessment, come out and put a care plan together for you. And if private pay is your method of funding this care, you'll receive a $100 invoice credit off your first invoice. Are you with us, Dr. Kimberly? She's frozen again.
He's frozen.
Oh, she's coming back maybe. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's back.
You're a lot more clear now.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I was switching over my different internet channels and seeing what's working, because at first it was kind of frozen, and I'm watching in the studio and live.
Oh.
So I really enjoyed you guys today.
Really enjoyed being here.
You know, the saying when you have kids, it's like everywhere you take your kids, people always say to you, it takes a village. It's honestly, I think it takes a village more so to fully assist vulnerable adults in our communities that have a disability or a senior citizen, almost more so than a kid. I mean, we have really valuable home care services that allow people to age in place, but you need more than just us. You know, Dave at Safe Home Michigan, for example, takes care of that home safety piece. And then in addition, you may need meal assistance. And so there's just a lot of people that come together to coordinate your care when you're looking at staying home safely.
I found too, I'm sick. I just turned 69, and I found
What?
that,
You don't look a day over 57.
thank you. I'll take that.
You
But in all the years I was doing home inspections for younger folks moving in and out of homes and things like this, just taking for granted what you have. And now doing what I'm doing now, it's like the circle of life. I mean, you come back around now, and I realize that the fragility of life now, that you need to pay attention. Things that you took for granted, well, they're not for granted anymore, especially, with me, with my ankle, and now I'm going to go with my knee. I'm realizing that, the body is a fantastic creation. And, to be able to live in your home and age in place in your home, you hear it every day of, in hospitals and such like this, that it's easier to go home and recover at home. So that's what I want to do, is just help them have a safe home.
We want to thank you to Doretha for watching. Deborah Nails is watching, and Monique Reddick is watching. Thank you for tuning in. And there is Dave. Dave has joined the show. This has just been phenomenal on today as we talk about being able to stay at home regardless of your age and what you're going through. We talked about if you're a young person who, even with a sports injury, some of your football players, basketball players, baseball, you have an injury, and especially, tearing the ACL or, pulling a hamstring, and they say, okay, we need you to take it easy. Here's a walker, or here's, those leg braces that you have to put on. And then to be able to know that you can just make some of those changes, like you said, moving the furniture around, or making sure either take rugs up or making sure they're tacked down really well, changing the size of ramps. We really covered a lot on today as far as just some changes that you can make. And we really want to reiterate again that it's not age specific. If you've got something going on, you can be disabled permanently, temporarily, or, situationally. And you can have that assessment. Now, is there a charge for the assessment to come out and take a look?
Yeah, there is I do it two ways. For the entire home safety evaluation, it's a one-time $390 fee. So it isn't thousands. Within a 25-mile radius of Grand Rapids, there's no mileage charge. It's just the fee of the evaluation. If I do have to go out like to Muskegon or down to Kalamazoo or Battle Creek, it's the mileage less the 25 miles. So if it was a 75 mile, you would only get charged for 50, because I take that 25 mile out. The other thing I also offer too is, if you just want your home looked at, just the majors, or just your foundation, your mechanicals, and your roof and your attic, okay, I offer that as just a service for $200. So it all starts with a conversation, and it's a free consultation, me coming out, introducing myself, listening to what you need, taking a walk around, and then going from there.
Dave, does Disability Advocates offer those type of services as well?
Not that kind of home assessment. Ours is focused just as occupational therapists, looking at the environment and you, and what kind of barriers, related to independence and safety. So yes, that it's different.
We, as a matter of fact, I know Dave because myself and Bruce Griffhorst from Adaptable Home attended a lunch and learn that Dave put on. I believe it was last October at the facility there at Disability Advocates, and got to know a little bit more about what they do and such. And he put out a real great publication, I should say, about zero-step homes, and I have that and refer to that. So yeah, it's yeah, they do quite a bit. It's a good organization.
How are people able to afford, those type of inspections? So we're saying it's like, as we talked about earlier about giving it as a gift. So for Mother's Day, you could give the gift of coming and doing that inspection and saying, if you want to stay home, these are the following things that need to be done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a like I say, it's a complete report. It covers all the areas of the 260 point evaluation I do, plus the additional for that's included in the price that I do for foundations and furnace, air conditioning, and such like this for your home. And so, like I say, if giving it as a gift, the family, just like Kylie's aunt and uncle, their son paid me. So yeah, that'd be it.
We want to say thank you to Sandra for tuning in and watching the show on today. Now, we're going to do the shameless plug again. Today is Tuesday, April 23rd. So if you are watching on GRTV 25, it is April 23rd. Can you guys believe it? That the month is almost over. We only have one more week left of the month of April. So we're hoping to get some April showers to bring those May flowers. We're not looking for snow showers, though. No. And our guest today, if you are just tuning in, is Mr. Captain Dave C., who will come and check out the integrity of your ship. Yes, which is your home. I got to make a joke today with the Navy. Don't really get to do that. But yep, get Captain Dave to come out and check the integrity of your ship. And you guys know that we have the beautiful Kylie with interim. I don't know why when I say your name, my hands just automatically go up and start flailing.
I'm glad you're so excited about me. I'm excited about you too.
Get that sing-songy Kylie. But you know what? I am so excited. I really love StreamYard because it tells me where everyone is viewing from. And we are definitely grateful for the artist formerly known as Twitter. Yes, we have been pulling in a great audience from them. And thank you so much, Sandra. She says, thanks for doing your thing. Happy to see you on here. Yes, ma'am. I'm here every week. And really excited to be here. And we've got some projects coming up, and we may be throwing in an extra day or so that we can really accommodate it. Because right now we are booked all the way through like the second week of July. I looked at it last night and I said, oh my gosh. And I looked at all the guests that we have. And I said, wow, we are really kicking off with this, year 4 for us being here online. And now we're on television as well. So this has really been exciting. Who would have thunk it in the middle of what the world considered the worst time of the year, something wonderful was birthed out of it.
Who would have thunk it?
Yes. The quote of the day.
Yes, who would have thunk it? But we're excited. So again, those 5 points as it relates to, aging in place. And really, I think that anybody can really benefit from these 5 pillars, and they are housing, health and wellness, financial, transportation, and social interaction. And we're really excited that the health and wellness, transportation, and social interaction can be provided by Kylie. Oh, sorry. At Interim Health Service.
And the financial piece we'll talk about next week.
Yes, we do have a show with that piece. So we're just so excited. So this is segment 2. So if you didn't get a chance to watch the first one, we just kind of went over who is Interim Health? Why are they here? Why do you need them? Why is that name important? And it's nice to know that they were born when I was born back in 1966. So it's actually probably my twin. And who knew that when I was born and they were born, that we were going to meet up and meet each other. Oh my God, I did another funny. So that is so exciting.
Yeah.
That we have grown up together, or I should say we came at the same time, and we were in different places in the world, and then our worlds converged 11 years ago, and now we're growing together, and we'll continue on. And I'm so excited because, guys, we got 3 more segments to go. We do.
Yeah, there's a lot involved in home care, but don't let that hold you back. If you're thinking about needing care or being a caregiver, just call us, and our team makes it so easy for you. I mean, we walk you through everything.
You got to do the shameless community plug. What's going to happen because of them watching the shows?
If you mention this show and you are in need of home care services, and your method is private funds to cover it, you'll receive a $100 invoice credit off your first invoice. Yeah, that's exciting. After your care begins. And if you're a caregiver or wanting to be a caregiver, wanting to make a difference, and you get hired in here, you'll get a $300 sign-on bonus if you tell our recruiters that you found us through Rolling on the Road.
And if I may do my own plug at this point, if you mention,
Honey, we love. Oh, was that sexual harassment because I called you honey? I'm sorry.
that if you mention that you saw me on this production, on this show, I will do my evaluation with a $50 gift off from the charge.
Ooh.
All good stuff.
All good stuff.
And people ask me why I have on there. So my website name is Diversability Makes Economic Sense. It's www.diversabilitymakeseconomicsense.com. And this is why it makes sense. Because look at there, you can get a job, you can get services, and look at there. It's all making economic sense, don't you think?
And it's what both Kylie and Dave noted. First, thanks for your patience on my very tardiness today. But ask for help, and folks are there to help peel apart the various issues, because by golly, that was the meeting I was just at. We just kept tightening it up and it got all confusing, and you don't have to go there. You can take it apart appropriately and deal with one thing at a time. These are good folks. Call us at Disability Advocates as well. 100 Shades of Diverse Abilities. Ask for help, folks. Help is out there.
And check on your neighbors. That's a big thing. We need to be checking on our neighbors who may be a senior or have a disability. It's really heartwarming when people do call our office and ask about services because they're worried about somebody next door. And it kills us to hear of something that could have been prevented if a neighbor would have been checked on. Mm-hmm. So,
well, and if I, when I say about, that I also check on the furnace, air conditioning and such, I'm sure everyone heard about the tragedy that happened just last Christmas over in Alpine Township, where a husband and wife in their 80s and with their son, who was in his early 60s, they were all in the home, and they passed away due to carbon monoxide poisoning. And the fire authorities found that it was a loose that had something to do with their boiler. And I remember when I was home inspecting, one of the issues that the home seller brought up was that he had a carbon monoxide detector in the basement, and periodically that detector would go off, and it was detecting carbon monoxide. But by the time he got downstairs and such, it had gone off. Well, what I had found out was his vent pipe from his water heater going into the chimney wasn't secure at all. I pulled the vent pipe right out of the chimney and put it right back in. I said, "Here's your problem right here. When the water heater kicks on, the gases are coming out into the basement. It triggers your carbon monoxide detector. So by the time you hear it, and by the time you come downstairs, the water heater goes off. You don't get that backdraft back into your basement again." So that's some of the things I check on when I'm doing the home safety evaluation. It's the home, that's got to be safe.
Wow.
All those parts and pieces, and you let people know.
Well, again, Captain Dave's number.
Oh, sorry. Go for it, Dr. Kimberly.
Oh, I was going to give Captain Dave's. Okay, so Captain Dave, your number is 616-550-07. 616-550-0707.
Yes.
So please, if you're not in a newer home, make sure that you get those things checked out. And it's springtime. It's time to make sure that you have a clean, vent. What do you call those? Those
air filters. Make sure your air filters.
That's what I do.
Something else here that I just saw on Facebook that I wanted to share with everybody was, with springtime now here, everyone's going and doing cleanup in their house and moving things around and such. Make sure you're wearing gloves, because there's a little insect out there called a recluse spider, and its bite can be deadly. And they love to live in dark places. So if you're reaching into some place, trying to grab something, whether it be under your bed, in a closet, whatever, make sure you're wearing some gloves, because you get bit by that little rascal and you're in deep trouble.
How much time do you have to get help?
Pardon me?
How much time do you have to get help?
Like right now?
Yeah, not much.
Yeah, you better be calling 911.
I think that's like the one deadly insect that we have here in Michigan. But they're going to hide inside of your old shoes and
absolutely. Absolutely. Everybody thinks of the black widow spider, and you don't find those a lot around here, but the recluse spider, it's a brown.
But it can't bite through a glove.
No.
Okay.
It's got little teeth, but those little teeth are very dangerous.
Wow.
You gonna sleep tonight after
we thank you.
Pictures, Dave?
Pardon?
I said, are you gonna sleep tonight after pulling up those pictures, Dave?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, we want to say thank you so much for tuning in. And again, the number to Captain Dave is 616-550-0707. And he is offering $50 off of his inspection for each one. There's one for the home, the full, that's $390.
That was $390, so that would be $340.
And remember, it could be a great Mother's Day present, a great Father's Day present, and we'll definitely post, something really cute out. And as a matter of fact, I will go finish watching my 1937 movie with Joan Crawford and make make a promo and post it with his number on it, so you can use it because Mother's Day is coming up in a couple of weeks. And again, we're going to call them community shameless plugs. I think that's going to be the official name. It's going to be our community, Rolling on the Roads community shameless plugs.
Oh.
Yeah. And thank you. He picked it up so quickly, Dave. He says, "Can I make a shameless plug?"
Hey,
Just-
it works if you work it.
That's right. That's right.
We want to thank all of the wonderful people, whether they tuned in via the artist formerly known as Twitter, that big black X. Thank you for everyone who watched on Twitter, on YouTube, who watched on Facebook, whether it was Rolling on the Road or my personal page or 100 Shades of Diversibility, or you watched on Dr. Kimberly running for state rep page, or if you watched on LinkedIn, or you are watching on TV 25, we want to tell you that we love you so much. We appreciate you. And thank you so much for tuning in. We will be back here on next week. Don't know how long. We'll figure out how I'm going to be able to sit. I do have surgery on Friday, so I'll be grateful for all your, vibes sending up and all of your personal prayers. And I already have some flowers that came today. They are beautiful. So thank you for the flowers that arrived today. So I have something to look at before I get ready to go. I want to say thank you to Doretha, her AKA Jazzy D, who on Saturday, we played some 70s and 80s music for a couple of hours. And we had folks all as far as Nebraska who tuned in, and we just jammed my jitters away. So I want to say thank you so much. And we look forward to seeing you guys here on next Tuesday. Kylie, I need to see you in the green room. Please don't leave.
I'm going to rock and roll. Dr. Kimberly, don't forget, I'm on special assignment next week, so we might be popping in. I'm going to the Othering and Belonging Conference in Oakland, California. John A. Powell. Dr. Kimberly's already given me many assignments, folks. I'm going to be working to get interviewees for past July. As she pointed out, we're booked through July. So I'm going to be in Oakland, California next Tuesday, actually traveling back. So who knows, I might pop in from an airport somewhere. But again, as you will, I'm sure, be surprised by, Dr. Kimberly has given me my marching orders. So that's it for me today. Thanks, folks.
Thank you very much.
Dave, don't leave either.